Alright, you guys, before the video gets started, Dynamics Collective is looking for potential staff that we are looking to recruit that can help us with things like support, early links, and it's overall help within the group. So if you think you have what it takes, in the description we're gonna have a form for you to fill out, and then we'll get back to you and we'll let everyone know what's going on. Also, if you're a developer and you would like to be a part of the Dynamics Collective team, there's going to be a separate form for you in the description as well. And for you guys, if you guys aren't trying to look to fill out any forms, if you guys know of anyone who would be interested, please let them know. Do not hesitate to let them know. We are looking for staff currently right now, and we'll love you guys' help. So further ado, let's get the video started. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Apex Boom coming back to another video. Today we're going to go over the review of EveAIO. I'm going to try to go through it in full detail and not leave anything out at all. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So here we have the dashboard. Here you can add your tasks, edit, mass edit, delete, duplicate, import. So for example, if you have some tasks that you want to import, so like let's say I have these tasks right here, undefeated tasks. I'm going to import them, and boom, you'll see the tasks are imported. Now, if I hypothetically wanted to export some tasks, I would just go to export, then I'd save it as whatever, and then just click save, and there you go, they're saved. But I'm not going to save these because it's literally just the task I just opened up. So yep, that's the import and export. If we head over here to add task, click on that. Here, of course, you can name your task whatever you want to, choose whatever profiles you would like to use for a drop, a proxy list, a checkout proxy. You don't necessarily have to use a checkout proxy list though, because if you use a checkout proxy list, it's just going to take whatever proxy from there in particular to check out with. But I typically just leave that blank, so it'll use a random proxy from my proxy list. So I always keep that blank at all times, but that's just me. That's what I personally do. And here we have the platform, so you can choose between Shopify, Backdoor, Big Cartel, Box Lunch, foot sites like Champ Sports, Converse, eBay. I'm sorry, foot sites. Converse is not a foot site. I was just going down the list, but foot sites like Finish Line, Foot Action, eBay, and all that good stuff. And then we have recently, well, not me, but the developers have recently added Funimation. Here, of course, we have Funko Shop, which is also a Shopify site. We have Hibbit, my bad, I'm sorry. Hot Topic, Holy Pop Store. You get the point. It's a lot. It's a lot of stores that you could readily choose, but I'm gonna stick with Shopify for right now. So here we have the predefined website. Now these are things that you can click, and these are stores that are already sort of like kind of as is self-explanatory, predefined. So if you see it available, then more than likely you want to use it. So I'm gonna go, just for the sake of this video, let's say, I don't know, let's go with Kith. All right, so we got Kith right here. So as you can see, we got that. Boom. Here you click on the I button, you can see what website, kith.com. Login required, nope. Smart checkout, yes. Checkout links, yes. Add to cart links, yes. Oh, it went away. So here, of course, it has additional info. Manual PayPal checkout. Well, you get the gist. It keeps on disappearing on me. But we have that, and then here, this is the shipping option. So from here, I'm gonna go over that later on in the video. It's gonna be its own little category, its own little section. But from here, you can choose whatever shipping that you have saved to whatever profile. So this is gonna literally cut off seconds of the entire checkout process. No matter if it's a hype drop, a regular drop, if you're just trying to test something, it's gonna shave off seconds because the shipping is already saved like early on, so you don't have to try to calculate shipping and all that good stuff, which can take a few seconds. It's literally a few seconds that could either make you or break you in terms of copying the item that you want. So for me, I have all my profiles set up with using the shipping manager, which I said before. I'm gonna go over a little bit later on in the video. And for this, let's say I'm just gonna go with type Kith one. Have a profile. You know what? Let me just correlate it. I'm just gonna use type right now. So we have to log in. So right here, if you want to, you can set a username, a password for if you want to use your account, or for a site that actually requires login, like Undefeated or Concepts, you can go ahead and pick whatever username and password that you would like to use to go ahead and log in and attempt to cop whatever item you want to cop. Or you can do what I do and come over to the login section. I'm not logging with the login pool, and you can pull from right here. But I don't have any login pool set for kids, so matter of fact, scratch that. Let me go, just for a quick demonstration, let me go to Undefeated to show you the login pool. Oops. So here we have the login section. So if you have a site like Undefeated that requires logging in, you can just go and pop in your technically your email and password, and get signed right in, and you can attempt to wait for the drop until the shoes come out, and attempt to whatever product in general, wait for it to come out, and then attempt to check out and possibly cop. Or you can come over here to this section, which is going to be the login pool section. You can just come right here to the login pool, choose whatever login you want, and boom, that's it. Obviously, I want to blur this out so you guys can't see this for privacy reasons, but yeah, boom, just like that, you're all done. Plus, also when an item shock drops, for example, like on whatever site that requires login, like Concepts or Undefeated, I'm gonna go over that. I'm gonna actually show you a demonstration from an item that I got, the Jordan 1 Defiant Coutures that shock dropped. I won't even say they shock dropped, but they randomly restocked on Undefeated, and I used the remote quit task in order to copy. But you can also, if you have things like the login pool, when anything randomly drops, it's gonna pull from the login pool. I said pool so many times, but it's gonna pull from the login pool, and it's gonna use that task to log in with it. So whatever task that you have, so for example, if you have 4 login pools and you have 4 tasks, each of those tasks is gonna get a login correlating with in chronological order. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is gonna go like that. But I'm gonna show an example of that later on in the video. But let's move on to task type. So here, you have your direct link, keywords, variants. Now, most of the time I use keywords because there's always a chance that direct links or early links, if you're in a cook group or things like that, can be changed, because I'm gonna say they're always changed, but there's always a chance that they can be changed. So if I have a direct link, I always try to make sure to set 2 tasks with direct links. Then I will go over to keywords and make the majority of my tasks keywords. But for variants, now what a variant does is it'll take you exactly to the product. Like it has a list of a set group of numbers. I won't even say set group, but it has a set of numbers that you'll put in, and of course you'll get that from your cook group as well. So when you start your task, it should just say waiting for restock, because that's the actual product itself. So whenever it goes in stock, it'll literally try to check out right then and there. And this variance, in my opinion, is absolutely the fastest way to check out an item. But it all depends, because a lot of the time some sites, they'll sort of mess around with the price and they'll have it set super duper high. But with Eve though, you have a way to counteract that, because you can set a price check, which I'm also going to go over in a few minutes. But yeah, you guys, so of course you have your direct link. You can plug this in right here, whatever it is, boom, and it'll save automatically. Then if you have keywords, so let's say for example, if I'm going to use the 10 as a positive keyword, let's say the 10, I'll have that. But as a negative keyword, to prevent from picking up other items that I do not want. For example, they have an off-white t-shirt, and if you don't set negative keywords for it, it's gonna pick it up and try to check out. Because I've had that scenario happen to me in the past where I had my keywords set to the 10, just the 10, and it didn't pick up the shoes. It actually picked up the t-shirt and checked out the t-shirt. So now what I always try to make sure to do is, when I have negative, if a bot supports negative keywords, make sure to use them. Like seriously guys, like make sure you use negative keywords. Like when I first started using bots and everything like that, I didn't really see the importance in negative keywords. But as soon as I checked out that product like I did with the off-white t-shirt, that you better believe I honestly started using negative keywords then. So I know for the off-white t-shirt, it's like something to 10 NRG. So I'm gonna put a negative keyword. Some off-white shoes, they'll come in baby size, the baby sizes and things like that. So if you want to, you could put like GS, or there's another one. I don't think you gotta put in infant. I don't think you have to put in infant, do you? Nah, I don't think so. But you'll put in like GS, for example. So the kid shoes, it'll bypass the kid shoe and just go straight to the adult pair. So here we go right here. if you want to include the if you want to check this off right here, include the negative master keywords, I'm gonna go over that as well. That's in the actual settings tab that is right here. So it has master keywords, massive negative keywords that you could have in, for example, like I had NRG, GS, and things like that. So you'd have to input it every single time, or if you're rushing, if you forget to input it, you'll just have negative master keywords checked, so you don't have to worry about always constantly putting that in, or automatically just be put in anyways. Alright, so typically when I set up my task for Eve, I always have last 25 products only checked. I never really have deep search checked, because I think deep search is like, it searches for the last 5 items added or something like that, or the most recent, like it does a deep search like it says. So typically I don't really have that checked necessarily. I always go with the last 25 products, because that's just what works for me. And here in the checkout section, we have credit card, which I use 100% of the time, PayPal, which can be used on sites like Soulbox, and we have Alipay. And here we have multi-cart. So for multi-cart, if you ever want to try to get multiple items and save on shipping, this is going to be ideal for you. You'll have a parent task set up, and then you have child task after that. So the parent task will be, let's say for example, I'll make type 1 my parent task. So that'll be the parent task, and that's going to be the primary task. You always want to say your parent task is the item you want, that you desire most, and then any item after that will be the child task. Your page up, and they drop the password to it to be able to enter the page. You would just come here and enter it. So let's say the password is like clown. That would be the password page, and then you would come over here and save, close, and start the task, and then you would be able to get through the password page and whatever item you're trying to get. You can go ahead and get it and attempt to check out. But let me go ahead and take that out, and here we have a discount code. So whatever you have, whatever product you're trying to get, if you have a discount code for it, so you can get a little bit of off and save a little bit of money, you can go ahead and input that, which is also a really dope feature I really like. Save a few dollars, why not? Go get some bubble gum or a bag of chips or something. or put it towards the next drop. Every dollar counts. And here we have force capture. 99.9% of the time you want to have this checked, because it forces the capture. So if almost all Shopify sites have capture besides Undefeated, and I don't know, I know there's more, I think, but right now I know the main Shopify site that doesn't have capture is Undefeated. But other than that, 99.99999% of Shopify sites have capture. So you always want to have that checked regardless of the fact. And then here we have the legacy mode. So the legacy mode is sort of like a safe mode to certain sites like DSM and things like that. So you would want to have that checked. For me, I always try to go with 1 or 2 legacy mode tasks, and then the rest checked off. So when legacy mode is unchecked, that's sort of like the advanced mode. So it has a different method of trying to check out, which is supposed to be faster. So for me, I always try to make sure I have 2 legacy mode tasks, and then the rest are going to be unchecked legacy mode tasks. So whether that be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, I just do it like that. But that's what I do. So now we're going to head over to the general. And here we have sizing and things like that. So if you want to include an actual size that you want, you can just come over here and put that in. So I say I want a size 9. Oops. So I say I want a size 9. I can go ahead and put in that right there. And if I want to, I can come over here to pick random if not available. So for example, if that size is not available, a size 9, they have everything in stock. They have all sizes in stock besides the size 9. It's going to end up picking a random size since the size 9 is not available, which is, I think, is another great option, because you'll be in some situations where you'll try to go for a certain size during the drop with some other bots I've used in the past. This is no bot in particular. I'm just saying from and this is a few 7-8 months ago or something like that. Well, I have a my bot set up and things like that, and it couldn't check out or anything like that, because it'd just be stuck on size not available. It wouldn't try to go into the next size. It would just be stuck on size not available. So at least with this feature right here, if a size end up not being available, it'll go on to the next one and pick a random, which I think is very, very, very convenient, extremely convenient. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and set that back to random, because honestly for me, I never really try to get a particular size right off the bat. I just always go with random because that's just what I do. Now here we have the price check. This price check tool can be very crucial, and you can use this to your advantage 99.9% of the time. Because like I said earlier, sometimes some sites, they know that, you know, bots hit heavy, so they'll do things. So for example, like I said earlier, if you have a variant and that takes you straight to the product and you'll be on waiting for restock. Some sites, when they're in a situation like that and they already know that some bots already have the variant and are monitoring the actual product, they'll put a price like of $1 million or something just wild and just something that's crazy. So what I would use to your advantage is I would have price check put on. So for example, and when you're always using price check, do not include shipping, just the actual price of the shoes themselves. So let's say hypothetically some Nike SB Dunks come out, just some random, you know, old Nike SB Dunks, and you want to set a price check of $120 because that's how much they cost. You would do that and set that to $120 so you do not run the risk of accidentally picking up the wrong item that's in stock. So this right here, this price check is meant to save you for both. If an item that if a hyped up item is put at a ridiculous price by the site, like $1 million or something, it's not gonna try to check out. it's not gonna try to check out if they all of a sudden try to put it in stock real quick just to troll bots. You'll be fine because you have a price check. And number two, it can save you because if you accidentally pick up the wrong, well, you won't because we have a price check. So it's extra insurance to make sure that, you know, you're fine and you won't pick up the wrong item because we have price check on. So let's say for like $100, a minimum. No, I won't even do that. Let's go a little bit more exact. Let's say the minimum of dang, I'm messing up. $110 and a maximum of $115. So it'll look for any product exclusively that's $110 between $115, and that's it. All of the products are automatically eliminated. It's just gonna be looking for products with that price range right there. So right here we have retry delay. Now when you're on Shopify, this is the ideal section that you want to use because this right here determines if you're a cop or not, if you know what you're doing. I'm gonna go with what I do personally. For me personally, I always set to, I have it set to exact. Now what retry delay does is it monitors a link. So whenever that there's live stock or keywords have found the item, what it'll do is based on in milliseconds. So for example, if I have it set to 2000 milliseconds, that equals 2 seconds. So that means every 2 seconds it's refreshing, and, you know, monitoring the link, or, you know, monitoring the link to whatever site to make sure that nothing has changed, you know, to make sure that stock is not live or your keywords have picked up. That's what it's doing. But always make sure you have keyword, I'm sorry, not keywords, but proxies. So for me, if I don't have a lot of proxies, let's say I have like 5 proxies, I don't have that many at all, and I want to monitor, you know, or get ready to monitor a site for a drop, for example, like DSM I forgot, DSM uses the password page. So let's say Kit. So let's say I want to get ready to monitor Kit and it drops at 10 a.m. I'll set my delay to 10,000, and then 15 seconds before the drop, what I'll do is I'll drop it to, and keep in mind I only have 5 proxies, I'll drop it to 900. So 15 seconds before the drop, I'll drop it to 900. But that's just that's cutting it close, you guys. 900 milliseconds is cutting it close, but that's just if you're in a situation where you don't have that many proxies and you still at least want to have a chance at copying. That's what you will do. Or if you want to say have it set to a random interval. So if you want if you want it to run, for example, like let's say 250 to 600, it'll have a random interval circulating between any of the values between 250 and 600. But I don't really mess around with that. I always like to keep it exact because that's just what I do, honestly. That's just what I do. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back to 2000. And always remember, it goes in milliseconds. So for example, if it's 3000, it's 3 seconds. 1000, 1 second. If it's 500, it's half a second. You know, just make sure you guys keep that in mind as well. And here we have checkout delay. Now, checkout delay, it's not used for Shopify at all. Now, for this, This is mainly used for Supreme because it is used to mimic human activity, because you guys know how anti-bot protection and things like that in place to prevent bots from copying. So this feature right here is used to, you can have a checkout delay set from like I'll say 300 to 600, and it'll use those delays between those two intervals, between any values between 300 and 600 to check out, to mimic human activity. Now, I don't use these values right here in particular because I don't really see for me personally, I don't really run Supreme like that. I need to start running Supreme, but I just don't. I'm gonna start though, because one thing I can say about Eve this Supreme season is that it's been freaking going the heck off. So I'm definitely gonna start using Eve for that. I just haven't yet because I have things and other obligations like school and stuff that get in the way. So I'm gonna just have to start running a few tasks, a scheduled task at that. So, and test some things out. But yeah, that's the checkout delay that's mainly used primarily for Supreme. And here, of course, we have this little section right here where we try on errors. So if you ever have any errors, billing error, I guess a error with the website or anything, it's going to keep on retrying. So you always want to have that checked. There's no reason to not have it checked. And notify will notify you if you have any success. So if a product checks out, then you'll be notified. You will be notified that you have a successful checkout. And here's capture request. So this is going to be where you want a task that you want to. So for example, if you have a task that has two different products that are dropping, and you want it, or not even that, let's just say you just want a particular task to have, have the task, the capture first. You want it to receive capture first. So what you'll do is you come here and let's say you set it to a 15. You'll set this task right here in particular to 15, and then you'll go to your second task and you'll set that to like 5. So whenever the item drops and your task start to pick it up, it'll go first to the first task that has the capture request of 15 will receive capture first and then begin to attempt to check out, and then the second task that has a capture request of 5 will then receive those capture, and then it itself will begin to attempt to check out, and it'll just work like that. But that's the general section right here, guys. Yeah, that's the general section. All right, so here we have the advanced section. Here you can put in whatever capture services you use, like to capture, anti-capture, image typers, or dissolve. I don't really use any of these in particular because I just don't really. Yeah, I mean, if you have it, hey, use it, go for it. I just don't personally myself. But here we have the watch task. Now, watch task it's very convenient, and I say that because what it does is it's meant to help you save proxies. It'll have one task watching a particular site, and you'll just have that one task. You'll have that one task just watching the site and it's monitoring the site. And the second that task picks up, all the other tasks will pick up as well, and then it'll start trying to check out and things like that. So that's what the watch task does. It's meant to save proxies. So once that one starts to pick up the product, all the other tasks are automatically going to start trying to check out and things like that, which I think is super convenient because it saves you proxies from being banned and things like that. And why not, man? I haven't really messed around with it too much myself, but I know it is going to be a dope feature that is going to be, once I start getting into it, I know it definitely is a dope feature because you save proxies. I mean, who doesn't like saving proxies? So here, of course, if a payment is failed, for example, like a drop happens and you just missed it by that much of a smidge, and the item sold out, what it'll do is you can set this to, like, for example, I always ideally set it to 3. So it'll try to resubmit the payment 3 times. So if more stock is loaded within that minute or that second while you submit a payment, you could have a chance of getting through and still checking out the product, which is great. So I always make sure to have that submitted 3 times, and then once the 3rd time is over, then that's when the task will stop and things like that. But you can also mass create right here. So you can also you can also mass create watch tasks. So if you want to create like 5 or 7 or 9 or things like that, you can do that. And you can also check this right here. So when you do this, you can set whatever watch task, you can make that first. So if you want to have that check, I don't really too much mess around with that though. I'll just leave it how it is. So if I have this task, it's the watch task. That'll be my watch task. And if I want to mass create that, then I'll do that as well. But I just leave that particular task set as it is. All right, and that is the add to task section right here. All right, next is the edit task section. So for the edit task section, what you want to do is, if you have just one task that you forgot to, let's say, forgot to input a login for if you're running for undefeated, or if you got to input a proxy list or something like that, what you'll do is you'll come here, you'll click on a task, and then you just hit edit task, and then what it'll do is, it'll let you edit whatever you need to edit. So for example, if you want to change your keywords around, or if you want to input a link or anything, you can go ahead and do that. But if you need to change your task on a major scale, and you want to change all your tasks, what you do is you'll select all your tasks, and then you'll go to mass edit, and then from here you can set them all. You can change all the profiles to one particular profile. So what you'll do is you'll just turn this on and do that. Boom. I'm not gonna do that because I just don't feel like it. Man, screw it, I'll do it. This is just to demonstrate to you guys. So let's change all these tasks to type, and let's change the product to, I'm sorry, not the product. Let's change the website to USG store. So we'll do that right there, and then from there we'll just click save. And you guys, all right, so right now you see that all my profiles are, type, D-slot, type 3, type 4, and things like that. But when I hit save, you'll see, wow, would you look at that? All my profiles are now typed. They're all typed now. Hold on a second. All those are still undefeated. Let me come back here again. USG store. Okay, so my site didn't change, but that's all good. It's all good. Hold on, let me try one more time just to make sure. No, let me try a different let me try a different site, because that site, it may just be that site in particular. No, it's not just that site in particular. No, never mind. It is changed. I'm sorry, guys. It actually is changed. It still shows up as undefeated on the surface of things, but if you go to the actual task itself, it actually is changed to the website that you're trying to monitor. So yeah, that's mass edit. So it's real convenient, real simple. All you gotta do is select whatever task you want, and then go to mass edit, and boom, there you go. Boom shakalaka, you in there. And of course you have to delete tasks, which is gonna boom YOLO, delete all the tasks right there. But wait a second, like I went over earlier, we have import. So if I just want to come back and import them again, I'll do that, and we're all good. We're all brand spanking new. For me personally, I try to always make sure I have my tasks saved just for anything. If there's an update and on my profile, almost in my profiles, so my tasks aren't saved or anything like that, I can always go and pull them back up. But next we have the duplication task section. Well, I won't call it a section, but you have the duplication task. So if you ever just want to duplicate a few tasks, let's duplicate these 3 right here. It's a duplicate 3 tasks, and boom, there you go. You have your tasks duplicated there. So let me go ahead and delete those 3 because I don't know. I just want to delete tasks. So we already went over import. We already went over export. Of course, you have your save. Not your save. I'm sorry, but start task. So it'll start all your tasks, see how they're logging in. Now it's waiting for restock and searching for products and things like that. So this is, when you start your task, simple. It's 1, 2, 3. Then I can also stop my task as well, and all my tasks will stop. Then we'll head over here to the quick task section. Now this right here, excuse this link right here, guys. I was doing some homework. Well, it was homework, but it's for a research paper, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm in college, so I was doing a research paper, and I was copying the citation link, and it's still, and guys, keep in mind, this is literally hours ago. This is like at 12 or something like that. But it's a feature in Eve that it auto pastes whatever you put in, so it'll auto paste it, which I think is super duper convenient, honestly. And I'm gonna go over it later inside the settings, so you guys will see that as well. But this thing is freaking fire in my opinion, because it literally saves off seconds, in my personal opinion. Just in case, if you want to hurry up and set up quick tasks for if a certain site shock drops or something like that, you can just come in and boom, the task already being inputted right here, the direct link, and then you just hit save and start. But let me go ahead and just try to delete this real quick. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, you know, if you just want to come in and put a random, let me get a random. All right, let's use this for example. All right, I just copied this. I just copied this right here. So let me go ahead and, all right, let me do this again. All right, I just copied that undefeated leak, right? You guys saw that, I copied that. I'm gonna go over the quit task. Wow, would you look at that? Boom, automatically, we have that undefeated link pasted straight into direct link. And you can see that it's Shopify. You guys saw a little bit before this where I had my citation link in and it read it as unknown. So this also has the power to also read it, you know, if it's Shopify or, I don't know if it'll read foot size or anything like that, but I know it'll definitely recognize if it's Shopify, but it'll definitely recognize if it's an unknown link, and it won't really do anything. It'll let you know, like, hey, you know, it'll tell you that it's an unknown link and, you know, this won't work. Go get a link that actually works. So here, you know, you can set as many tasks that you want. So for example, if you want 4 tasks, you'll run your quit task with 4 tasks. So always make sure to leave this quantity to 1, and this is simply because Shopify always has it. I don't want to say Shopify, but sites always have it where you have a checkout limit of 1 per product. So if you hypothetically end up actually checking out 2, because you have the quantity set to 2, you're gonna get both of those canceled because it says that, you know, you can only check out 1 per you can only check out 1 item per checkout for whatever shoe or item is dropping. So always, no matter what, leave that to 1. And here you can set your profile. So for me, I have a profile group. I'm gonna also go over that as well, but I have a profile group that I use called DC Club. But you can also just come over here and use whatever profile you would like to use to run for your quit task. And then here, for me, I just use this for sizing the inherit from quit task settings. And like I showed you guys earlier, I don't really have anything particularly set up. I always use mine, run mine as random. But if you just want to have the unchecked, you can put in whatever size that you want to include, whether it be random or anything like that. But for me personally, I just always have it inherited and checked like that, just because I mean, it's the same settings either way. I mean, it does the same thing, but I always just have it inherited from the actual quit task settings, which is going to be located right here, and we're going to go over that a little bit later. So now we're going to head over to the checkout. So for me, I always try to make sure to use credit card, and you can also use PayPal, but for me, I always just have it set to credit card no matter what, because that's what I use the majority of the time, unless it's a site that requires PayPal, like Juice Store or something like that. And like I said earlier, Soulbox. But here we're gonna head over. Well, we're not gonna head anywhere. And here we have the legacy mode. So you're gonna have that checked. You can have that checked. Or if you want it unchecked, you can have that unchecked. Remember, like I said, you guys, legacy mode is sort of like the safe mode. And when you have legacy mode turned off, that's sort of like the advanced mode, where it uses a different checkout method to sort of that's faster in a way. And of course, you always want to have voice capture saved. Always want to have that saved, no matter what. Always want to make sure you have voice capture saved. Well, I won't even say saved, but turned on, because like I said before, 99.99% of Shopify sites use capture, so you always want to have that turned on. And I'm not going to save and start, because if I do, I'm going to be checking out a whole bunch of bricks because I'm using my actual task. Oh my God, my voice sound like that task. But like I said, you guys, this is the quit task creator. You know, very, very convenient and very effective, and I'm going to demonstrate that in a few minutes from a shock drop. I don't want to say a shock drop, but a restock that Undefeated had with the Jordan 1 Defiant Couture, and I managed to cop 2 pair, but 1 pair got canceled. So I'm going to roll a demonstration of that soon, showing how effective the quit task, and also showing the remote quit task at work.